everybody. Okay, so last week I told you all the story about a bee flying in the window, and in that video I mentioned how I was allergic to them. So today I figured I would tell you the story about the first time I got stung when I learned that I was allergic. And so my dad is or was an over-the-road truck driver. So he only came in maybe once every 2 or 3 months, you know, so he was gone a lot. So whenever he did come in, he always made sure that he took us out and we spent time together as a family. So this one particular time, they decided we was going to have a picnic and go to the park. And this park had like these animals. I guess it wasn't really like a petting zoo. They had geese and stuff, and you could feed them or whatever. And they had a trail towards back that you can go horseback riding, and they had, you know, all the regular park equipment. You would have like the real long twisty slides and swing sets and things like that. Well, we was there and we was eating, and we decided that we was gonna go horseback riding. My apologies, the sun, can't find my glasses. But anyway, when we had gotten back from horseback riding, there was bees swarming our table. And my parents, like, you know, y'all stay back, let us get this, you know, you don't want to get stung. And me, being the kind of kid I was, grabbed the bag of chips that I seen, figured, well, if I could just grab these real quick, you know, and I can walk away, snack on these while they're doing their thing, you know. I stuck my hand in that bag, not looking, mind you, and I screamed. I felt one of the worst pains I have ever felt. It hurt so bad, and I still remember it to this day. It stung me on the finger, and oh. So me screaming bloody murder. My parents, of course, got them from me, and they're looking at my finger and everything. You know, they finished cleaning up, and me screaming, crying because it hurt so bad, and my parents trying to get me to stop crying because, well, for one, who wants to see their kid cry and upset from being hurt? But also, I guess, as a kid, whenever I screamed, I had one of those piercing screams that would just like go right through you. And I didn't know what my parents meant until my daughter did it when she was little, and I guess she inherited that same piercing scream. But they weren't mean about it because they knew that I was hurting. And so I am crying, you know, tears just, I mean, pouring off my face. And of course they, you know, did what most parents did, you know, they kissed it, trying to make it feel better, and, you know, they're trying to, I guess you could say bribe, but in a way they were just trying to make me feel better, you know. So my mom said, you know, we'll stop by on our way home and we'll get some ice cream, okay? And my dad said, and I'll give you a ride on my shoulders, you know, to the car, and here, you can wear mom's sunglasses, you know, anything they could do to try to make me feel better and stop crying. And it wasn't, because at that point I wasn't screaming to where it was going through them. At that point they were just trying to calm me down, and because I was, you know, obviously very upset because it really hurt. And by the time we got up to the car, my hand was already swollen. I mean, the whole hand was swollen. And my mom is looking at it, she's like, oh geez. So they continued, they went and got the ice cream and everything, and by the time we got home, my arm had swelled up even more, and it was probably about midway up, you know, to my elbow at this point. And she's like, ooh, and she said, you know, we'll just keep an eye on it. And the next morning when I woke up, my whole arm was swollen all the way up to my elbow. And now keep in mind, I got stung on the finger. And so she, of course, called the doctor and made me an appointment, took me in, and he said, and my mom got so livid with him. He said, well, everybody swells when they get stung. And my mom said, not like that. She goes, she got stung on the finger. This is her whole arm swollen. And she got into it with the doctor, and she just, he told her what to do, you know, keep an eye on it. If it gets any worse, you know, go to the ER. Well, no, if my, like, throat started to swell up or something, which she didn't see that happening because, you know, it happened the night before. And back then, I'm not sure EpiPens were a big thing. Today, if that was to happen, they'd definitely give us an EpiPen. But I'm not even sure if those were a thing back then, if they even handed those out. They might have, or they might have only given them to people that would had a more severe reaction than me. But in my case, I guess they felt that, you know, I didn't need one, I guess. If it was even a thing, you know, because I wasn't severe that my throat closed up or anything. But, so they didn't give those out, or at least not as much as they do today. But I can tell you, I think, and I don't know. I just have to guess here because I'm not everybody else. But I'm starting to think that people that are allergic to them, like me, when they get stung, it hurts a lot worse than those who are not allergic to it. And the reason I say that is because my son got stung like 4 times on the knee one time. He was trying to get away from him, and fortunately he wasn't allergic. He got stung like 4 times, and he was just going, ow, 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 and just trying to get out of the way and trying to get away from him. And but he didn't cry. Me, I get stung once and I'm screaming bloody murder because it feels like somebody is taking a hot needle and stabbing me with it. And that is how bad it hurts. So, like I said, I don't know if I'm just a wuss, you know, because I scream bloody murder anytime I get stung. And even as an adult, if I got stung, I'd still the same thing. But my son, he was just a kid. I think he was like 6 years old at the time. And he didn't scream, of course, he didn't swell. And he was just, ow, 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 but he didn't cry. So I'm starting to think, I don't think I'm a wuss. I mean, I probably am, but beside the point, I don't think I'm a wuss. I think that people that are allergic, it probably hurts a lot more than those who are not allergic to it. And, I mean, I was fortunate that none of my kids, you know, are allergic to bees like I am. And I can tell you, and I talked to somebody else who also swells, and he said the same thing, that whenever he gets stung, it hurts so bad. And he also swells. So I'm thinking that's probably why. Now, I'm not a doctor, so that's just my guess. Only because, you know, I don't know if it hurts that bad if you're not allergic to it getting stung. But I'll tell you what, it hurts me. And I don't like getting stung, so anytime I see any kind of bee, that's the only thing that you'll see me really afraid of is bees. And I don't even know if I'd say afraid. I don't like them, that's for sure. But if I see one, that is the one. I do not mind killing it right away. Messing with me or not, I don't care. If I can kill them safely without me getting stung, I will do it. I will take hornet wasp spray, I'll take a fly swatter, and I will do everything I can until that thing is dead, and I will even make sure it's dead. I'll stomp on it. There's been times I decapitated them because they were just ugh. So that's my story time video for today, and I will see you all next week. Bye.